Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, the channel that brings you all your latest news, guys. As you can see, out and about, guys, not at home, but news coming out of the club. Well, news being reported by Sky Sports on Sky Sports News, so you know it's pretty reliable. Rangers have signed Joe Rothwell from Bournemouth for an undisclosed fee. That is what Sky are currently reporting. Rothwell's 30 years old, just over 6 foot. Spent last season on loan at Leeds United, where he made 39 appearances and contributing 4 assists to the club. Before that, he spent a bit of time on loan in the Championship again, this time with Southampton, where he made 20 appearances, scored, I think it was 4 or 5 goals for them as well. Guess who he worked with? Yes, he worked with the very same man who is now the head coach of Rangers, Russell Martin. A little bit smacks of Michael Beale, maybe, bringing in players that the head coach knows. Maybe, I don't know, perhaps that's just being a bit cynical, but there you go. Rothwell is joining, obviously, the club. He turned down opportunities to go to clubs in La Liga, apparently, to link up with Russell Martin, his former boss. No words yet on how long the contract is, but it is an undisclosed fee, as a lot of contracts are and signings are these days. Like I said, that is what Sky Sports are reporting within the last hour. Rothwell began his playing career at Manchester United. Never made the Manchester United first team, but did play a number of games for their youth team and their under-21s, where he obviously had loan spells at Barnsley and at Blackpool as well. His majority of his career he spent with Blackburn Rovers, where he made 161 appearances there. Also spent time with Oxford United, where he made over 80 appearances. He also played for Bournemouth, where he made over 30 appearances for them. He's had a number of clubs. I think he's been with 7 or 8 clubs in his career. I know some fans will level the journeyman tag at him a little bit because of that. Rothwell is clearly someone, though, that Russell Martin trusts, that Russell Martin likes. Like I said, he is a player who he had at Southampton. Martin can play central midfield, he can play number 6, so he can play in a number of different positions in that midfield. All begs interesting questions for me, this signing, the signing of Joe Rothwell. Obviously, he becomes signing number 3, technically, because Oscar Cortez is signing number 1, although it's never been officially announced, because I really don't think the club have got the balls to do that after, obviously, the millstone of the injuries from last season. So it looks like it's going to be confirmed. Obviously, we're still waiting for the club to officially announce it. But like I said, it is being reported on Sky Sports. So, it's fairly reliable if it's coming through on Sky Sports News. I think Mark McAdam reporting it, like I said, within the last hour. Rothwell obviously plays, like I said, he's primarily a number 6. So does this beg the question that maybe Nicholas Raskan is on his way out of the club? Interesting. There's a few similarities here between Rangers and Leeds here. I mean, Leeds obviously last summer allowed Somerville to leave, allowed Rutter to leave, allowed Archie Gray to leave, their 3 prime assets. We're now seeing obviously Hamza likely to move on to Lille, with clubs, with French news sources saying that the announcement will be within the next couple of days. Possibly Dio to Besiktas was a rumoured, Dessers to Ajax, Raskan out the club as well. Obviously, he's bearing a couple of similarities with the Rutter, Gray and Somerville deals that Leeds did. Then they brought in cheaper players and loan players to supplement them. Obviously, it did work for Leeds, however, with them getting promoted and winning the Championship last season. Rothwell played well for Leeds by all accounts, reading reports from Leeds fans. Pretty much strolled it last season in the Championship. He's got an educated brain, good player, passes the ball out from the back well, recovers the ball well, tackles well. A real sort of kind of metronome at the base of the midfield. I think that's probably where Russell Martin will use him for Rangers. It's a very interesting signing, not one that I saw coming. All the rumours have been around Turgeman, Freegan, Poku obviously fell through, Connor Cody. A lot of people expecting the Connor Cody deal to have been done today, still hasn't been confirmed. But interesting that this deal has now been confirmed, that Russell Martin has secured Joe Rothwell to the club. Like I said, no word yet on the length of the contract, but it is an undisclosed fee. It's nice to see that we're sort of getting going on these signings. Obviously, like I said, it becomes technically the 3rd signing, realistically the 2nd signing after Max Aarons. Interesting as well that Rothwell takes a lot of the set pieces for his teams. He takes corners, he takes free kicks. We've also signed a right back. Is this the end for James Tavernier? Given that the fact that Tav loves to take all the throw-ins, all the free kicks and all the corners and doesn't let anyone else do it. A bit, like I said, like a year 11 playing with the year 7s at secondary school. But, you know, it's interesting, isn't it? An interesting signing, an interesting player. You know, hopefully he has a very successful spell at Rangers, however long this contract is going to be. Like I say, he is 30 years old. You'd expect the contract to be around 2-3 years. I know people are worried that this is a sort of Dowell Lawrence type of signing. I think Rothwell's got a little bit more class than that, given what he's done. The majority of his career has been spent in the EFL Championship, where he's played over 200 games. Played about 60-odd games in the English Premier League as well. So all his experience has come in England. So obviously, you know, he has used to the physicality and the aggression side of the game. Obviously, that is very prevalent, especially in the EFL Championship, where there was a lot of speed, a lot of aggression, and a lot of physical football played there. So, look, guys, Rothwell is now a Ranger. Would love to get your thoughts on this signing today. If you've enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, always, we are the people.